Sumy region. An Iskander ballistic missile with a cluster warhead appears to have struck a drone crew position at an airfield near the town of Krolovets, at least 53 kilometers from the Russian border. The Russian aerospace forces are shown attacking a drone position near the village of Voronezh, at least 45 kilometers from the Russian border, using a Kh-35U anti-ship missile.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
The moment a Russian FPV drone reaches a vehicle carrying Ukrainian armed forces soldiers. Footage from the Ukrainian perspective.
Выходим! Открывайте двери! Двери открывай, блядь!
Soldiers from the 22nd Motorized Rifle Regiment stole a Canadian-made LAV Super Bison armored personnel carrier. Behind them, a soldier ran in, the hope that he might be able to stop the vehicle. Following the liberation of the small border village of Konstantinovka by the Severians, clashes broke out in the vicinity of the neighboring village of Kondratovka. Footage obtained from objective sources shows Russian FPV drone operators targeting soldiers of the 103rd Regional Defense Brigade who were attempting to take cover inside a residential building. You are a soldier on the front line and you wake up in the morning to a noise at the entrance of your bunker. Imagine that when you get up and check, you see a drone that hasn't exploded yet. What would you do in such a situation? The Ukrainian armed forces reported that a missile attack was carried out by the Iskander-M mobile missile system on a drone control center located at an airfield in the Kharkiv region. The Volga Group of the 238th Guards Artillery Brigade's Anti-Tank Division used FPV drones to destroy the Ukrainian armed forces' temporary shelter in the Dylivka village area. The drone's precision strike deprived Ukrainian soldiers of a safe position, weakening their defensive capabilities in this direction. A Su-34 destroyed a temporary staging area belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces in the area of responsibility of the South Forces. Russian artillery and FPV operators are firing on Ukrainian troops in the village of Kondratovka in the Sumy region of Russia. Footage from target control shows drone operators carrying out precision strikes on a temporary staging area of the Ukrainian armed forces. Near a settlement in the direction of Sumy, Russian drone operators spotted a stuck Bradley. A series of FPV drone strikes destroyed the armored vehicle. The Bradley is now a pile of scrap. Russian VT-40 drone operators targeted the logistics of the Ukrainian armed forces overnight. A large number of pickup trucks were destroyed during the night attacks. In addition, armored vehicles were among the targets hit. Drone strikes took place during the landing of infantry in the forest belt. Don't forget to write your thoughts about fiber optic drones in the comments. Do you think drones could be the most powerful weapon of the future? What could be the new alternative weapon to this unexpected new weapon? Russian VT-40 drone operators targeted the logistics of the Ukrainian armed forces overnight. Several pickup trucks were destroyed during the night strikes. Armored vehicles were also among the targets hit. Drone strikes during infantry landing in the forest belt. Don't forget to leave your thoughts on fiber optic drones in the comments. Do you think drones could be the most powerful weapon of the future? What could be the new alternative weapon to this unexpected new weapon? A Russian fighter approached the bunker of the 113th Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces alone and precisely threw an explosive device, collapsing the structure. Sumy region. A T-64 tank used by the armed forces of Ukraine was detected in the forest belt. Several FPV drones hit the tank, rendering it unusable. Another Kozak-2 armored vehicle belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces was destroyed by FPV drones at a location on the front line. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Dnipropetrovsk region. A reconnaissance drone belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces was detected in the air and destroyed by a fiber optic drone. Subsequently, the command center of the Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV Control Center was destroyed by Russian fiber optic drones. An American-made International Max Pro armored vehicle used by the Ukrainian Armed Forces was destroyed by several accurate strikes from a Russian fiber optic drone named Novgorod-Prensy Vandal, Donetsk region. The Canadian Rochelle Senator armored vehicle was destroyed in a single attack by the Russian fiber optic Novgorod Prince Vandal FPV drone. The Mi-28 attack helicopter is attacking Ukrainians in one of the buildings in the village of Otradno-Kamenka, opposite Novokakhovka, again with Product 305. Violent clashes continue in the Kharkiv region. A Russian fiber-optic Novgorod Prince Vandal FPV drone destroyed the shelters of the Ukrainian armed forces one by one. Five, the United Armed Forces drone attacks continue. Shevchenko region. 3 Starlink stations, a drone launch antenna, an automatic grenade launcher, AGS, a Lalika 100 type aircraft drone, 8 Baba Yaga type drones, and 19 quadcopters were destroyed. In the northern direction, the UAV control point was destroyed by a Russian Molnia aircraft-type UAV. Footage of the soldiers of the 9th Motorized Rifle Brigade of the Central Forces Group liberating Novo-Alexandrivka. Russian FPV drones and fiber-optic drones destroy the buildings, bunkers, basements of the Ukrainian armed forces, striking one after another. Russian military strike groups sneak into enemy positions. Drone strikes prevent soldiers from possible infantry attacks and allow them to advance in a more controlled and safer manner. UAV wars. It's not just drones shooting each other down, but also drones shooting down other robotic UAVs. Russian drone operators have long been destroying both attack robotic platforms and robotic platforms carrying things like supplies in high-conflict areas. We've started to see ground robots in videos quite often. Modern warfare seems to be turning into robot warfare. What do you think? Dnipro UAV operators destroyed 2 Ukrainian armed forces boats in the Kherson region. The US-made M109 Paladin 155mm self-propelled howitzer was destroyed with a single hit by the Russian fiber-optic drone Prince Vandal of Novgorod. The crew rushed to extinguish the fire. Kupiansk direction. Russian reconnaissance drone operators have uncovered a camouflaged artillery gun of the Ukrainian armed forces. Several FPV drone strikes resulted in a fire, and the weapon was destroyed. Sumy direction. First the T-72 tank, and then the T-64 BV tank of the Ukrainian armed forces were destroyed. New footage of the work of artillery crews and UAV operators of the Anvar Special Unit. From different distances, the Russians are destroying and capturing fortresses, bunkers, communication centers in various areas of Kharkiv and Sumy regions. Russian artillery is intensively and accurately hitting the positions one by one. The Ukrainian armed forces mobilized near Kupiansk, but the Russian army destroyed all the equipment. The guards of the 121st Regiment of the 68th Division of the Western Troops are destroying Ukrainian armed forces equipment in the direction of Kupiansk in the Kharkiv region. Using fiber optics, they shoot pickups, armored vehicles. Air battles in the Sumy region. The Ukrainian armed forces continue to actively use heavy UAVs of the Baba Yaga type all over the front line. These helicopters, which can carry both heavy anti-tank mines and containers with anti-personnel mines, pose a serious threat to Russian troops. Russian reconnaissance UAVs shot down the Baba Yaga in order to destroy it. At the same time, the cost of a heavy Ukrainian helicopter still exceeds the price of a single reconnaissance UAV, and Baba Yaga operators are often transferred to strike squads for losing an expensive drone. Operators of Molnya aircraft-type drones struck the bunkers of the Ukrainian armed forces. At the same time, regular FPV drones participated in the attacks. In the footage released yesterday, Russian infantry forces clashed with a large number of Ukrainian bunkers at close range. During the clashes, improvised explosive devices were thrown into the bunkers. Anti-tank mines were used to destroy the bunkers. This is a proven method of destroying underground bunkers. Drones are not always an effective method of attack against these underground bunkers. Although artillery is a powerful method, sometimes it is not enough to destroy the bunker. Therefore, firing anti-tank mines into the bunker is an effective method. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. A Ukrainian infantry group of about 5 Ukrainian infantry was spotted in one of the houses in the direction of Kherson. Russian troops destroyed the position with an accurate artillery strike, opening the way for the Russian troops to advance. An example of a homemade trap in a TM-62 mine. The Russian Armed Forces engineers show a trap placed in the TM mine, triggered by an attempt to disarm or move it, which provides enough force to detonate the main charge. For this reason, the engineers strongly recommend removing mines with ropes and cat hooks, trying to make 2 flips at the same time without approaching the ammunition. Such traps are battery-operated and run out in 1 to 3 months, making it easier to clear old minefields. Destruction of a camouflaged Ukrainian Armed Forces mortar position. The operator of the reconnaissance UAV of the South Troop Group discovered a Ukrainian Armed Forces 120mm mortar position and the location of the crew's residence. The operators of the FPV drones methodically destroyed both the place of residence and the mortar position through fiber optics.